Good morning, student. Today we are going to discuss about the topic for in loop, arrays and object. So before starting the for in loop, we have to recall about the arrays and object topic. So just like for last time, suppose if we want to store a particular variable, so we have taken a variable where x. After that, if we want to store some value, we have written x equal to 10. But suppose if a situation arises like this, that if we want to store 5 different value in a single variable, 5 different value in a single variable, so how we can store? So in that case we have to take 5 different variable, just like where a comma b comma c comma d comma e, and then we have to store a equals to 10, b equals to 20, c equals to 30, d equals to 40 and e equals to 50. We have to store like this. So this was the earlier approach how we have used, but in that place if we have any easier way so that we can hold more than one value in a single variable, so for that purpose generally the array concept is created. So what is the definition of array? An array is an contiguous collection of similar data type values or similar data type values only, we can say. So what is the benefit of this array? Suppose in this case we are storing only 5 value, but suppose if we take one example that we have to store 50 students name in a single variable, 50 students name, or we have to store 50 students roll number or 50 students age, anything like this. So in that case, when the number of values is quite more, so it will be a typical job to store all these value in an individual variable. So to overcome this kind of situation, the array concept is created. It is very much popular whenever we will do any kind of concept, just like where we are storing more than one data values, then it will be very fruitful situation. So basically in JavaScript, object is considered is one type of array, and another concept we will discuss. So first we are discussing on array. So the definition is array is a contiguous collection of similar data type values. So here few point we have to remember, that contiguous, this point, and similar data type values. So we have to first consider these 2 points. So first representation, let me draw one representation of an array. So how we can declare an array? Just like if we declare where, if we take one array AR or AR1 and equal to, then within box bracket or you can say third bracket, the array values are stored, and these values are separated by comma, 10, 20, 30, 40, in this way. So here I have stored 4 different values. So now let me show what is the graphical representation of this array. If we go by the diagram, so we can, since we can see here 4 values are there, so we'll simply divide this part into 4 equal parts. So now in each block values will be stored 10, 20, 30 and 40. Few point we have to remember, just like here it is asked, it is contiguous collection of memory. So suppose if this 10 is stored for a location that is 1000 in the primary memory, so it will be in the next location only. Suppose it has taken 4 byte space, so or 2 byte space, so it will be in the 1002 place, it will be stored in the 1004 place, it will be stored in the 1006 place. So that's why it is called contiguous collection of memory. But on the other hand, when we have stored just like these values only, but in different variable A, B, C, D, E, in that case this will not be like this kind of contiguous collection. It may be possible A is stored in the 1000 position, but B is stored in the 1050 position, C is stored in the 1070 position, and D is stored as in the 1080 position. Anywhere it can be stored, means it is not mandatory it will store on the particularly one place or one location. So for that purpose only array is created. Now obviously it has some benefit. What is the benefit? The very first benefit, we have now these 4 values and that is stored under a single variable. Now we do not have to remember all different 4 variable. Now only we will remember only one variable name. In the same way, if we want to store 50 student data, so in that case also we'll just create one array and we can store 50 student data, either name or roll number or age, whatever kind of data. But the point is that only will remember the name of the variable. Now next question is arising, just like here, if we want to display A, B, C, D, E separately, so simply we will display like document dot write, just like for this case I am writing. If we write document dot write or console dot log, whatever, document dot write A or document dot write B or document dot write C, anything we can display. But how we can display these individual values? So for that purpose we have to now know another concept, that is called subscript, or it is called basically index. So we know index means, index is a particular value or number which is assigned, just like in our book also index pages are there, through which we can easily find any page or any particular topic. So in case of array also, when we store an array, internally or you can say implicitly, it is given some index, just like the first index always start from 0 and it goes on like 0 1 2 3. So how the index is going on, here is also one concept is there. Index will always be like 0 to length minus 1. Now what is the length? Here we can say 4 elements are there, so length is like number of element, length is like number of element present in an array. So if we have here 4 element, so index will move from 0 to 4 minus 1, that is 3. So this point we have to remember. This is the very vital part. Without this we cannot fetch the element of an array. Now the next point that I told, if you want to fetch individual elements, so how I can fetch? I will simply fetch, like if we want to fetch the first element, so in that case I will write document dot write AR. What is our array name? AR1, sorry, and this is our first element, but what is the index? Index is 0, so I will write AR of 0. So what it will give? It will give us 10. Now suppose I want to fetch this 30, so we can say as of our general process 1 2 3, this is in the third location, but we cannot write 3, we have to write by index. So how we can write? Document dot write AR1 of 2, AR1 of 2, so then it will give you 30. So this is the common procedure how we can fetch any element within an array. But this is a just and simple example. Now we'll go for more example within this array concept. Suppose let me go by one question. Suppose it is asked that store name of 5 student, then display them in screen, suppose. So for this purpose we can use the array concept. So how we'll write? First we have to declare one array. So this is one variable, so that we can take as of our choice, just like I am taking var name equals to, now again box bracket open. Now the point is that second point, contiguous, we have understood that since the memory location are in contiguous manner, that's why we are calling it contiguous collection of data. But similar data type means, just like here we can see 10, 20, 30, 40, all are kind of number or integer values. Now suppose here we are storing name. So if I take this kind of name ABC, comma XYZ, comma PQR, comma APQ, so 5 student, 4 done, and last one suppose PQS, then box bracket close, then box bracket close. So the point is that similar data type means now all values are of string data type. Earlier here all the values are of numeric data type. So this is the most vital point of an array. Even if we try to store different kinds of value in a single array, so it will be converted into a single type element or single data type by the compiler itself. So now let's go for our work. This problem, we store 5 student name and then display in the screen. So now here obviously we can display like earlier method. This is the 0 position, this is the 1 position, this is the 2 position, this is the 3 position, and this is the 4th position. Why 0, 1, 2, 3, 4? This 4 up to 4 because we can see now length is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So if it has 5 length 5, so index will move from 0 to length minus 1, that is 0 to 4. Now obviously we can display like individual element, document dot write name of 0, document dot write name of 1. In this way you can display. But since we have already gone through the looping structure, now here is the facility of loop. Here comes the facility of loop, that we will simply use the looping structure to display the content. So how we can display? First way to display, that is for simple for loop we will use I equals to 0, I less than name dot length. Here's the point, very important point. Already I have told that length is a kind of method which will give you the length of the array, and then I plus plus. After that, within the body, here we'll write document dot write, and then my array name is name, and within box bracket I will write I. So this is the loop, how we can write. So what will happen, let's try to understand again. Here we can see that value of I is 0 at the beginning, and I is less than name dot length. What is the length value? Here length will be 5. Why 5? Because 5 values are present. So I equals to 0, I less than name dot length means it will run from 0 to less than 5, that is 4. 0 to less than 5, that is 4. Then I plus plus, 1 by 1 it will increase. At the beginning when I is equal to 0, so name of 0, which value will be displayed? That is ABC. Then when I plus plus will be there, I will be 1, so XYZ will be displayed. Then I will be 2, PQR will be displayed. When I will be 3, APQ will be displayed, and when I will be 4, PQS displayed. After that, when I become 5, so it cannot run on the loop, and it will simply just like come out of the loop. It will be the end of the loop. Okay, so this is how we can simply, in a simple manner or simple way, we can use the array structure. Now further we'll discuss about the that how another way, what is the another way we can display the values or display the content of an array. So now we'll discuss that how we can display the content of an array, and obviously we'll discuss the topic of for in loop. So for in is a special loop which is actually used to display the content of an array or object. where for in loop or in this particular keyword is a kind of relationship operator. So let's see how it works. Again, I am taking one array where AR equals to, within box bracket, suppose I am taking this kind of number 10, 12, 13, 15, 20 and 25. So now I will use the for in to display each element of this loop. So let's see, for I in AR, for I in AR, then curly brace open. Now to display we'll use either document.write or obviously log, console.log also, anything, document.write, and here only will display I. Now here comes the point. In the last case, you can remember that we have used document.write like AR of I, but here we are using only I. So why this kind of difference? So since we are using for in loop, so I in AR, that means what? Each element is being fetched by the I. Each element is being fetched. For example, when the first value of I will become 10, next will become 12, next will become 13, next will become 15, and next will become 20, and final will be 25. In this way, I will be fetching all the values. But in the last case, when I have used for I in, let me write the loop, last loop, for I equals to 0, I less than 5 or 4, or length less than length, anything, I plus plus, in that case I was just a position, it was just a location or index. That time we are fetching as per the index, but now we are not fetching as per the index, we are fetching by the relationship operator. So it is just collecting the data from the loop, it is collecting the data from the loop. So that's why how this for in loop works. So let's see some more example using the for in loop. So it will be our next question. Display square of all element of an array which store 6 values. So let's write the logic or program. So first of all, we will create one array where A, I am taking one array A. So this is just a variable, anything you can take. If it is asked particularly in question paper that you have to take an array AR, you have to take an array AR1 or anything like that, any particular value or variable name is given, then in that case you have to use that variable only. Otherwise just you can take as of your choice. So where A, here 6 values we have to store. So any 6 values, I am just randomly I am taking 5, 7, 3, 2, 5, 4. Okay, so obviously here no problem is also there. If you think just 2 times 5 is repeated, no issue is there. So this is the value. Now we have to display square of each element using the for in loop. So how will proceed? So simply for I in A, and this will be in the bracket. Syntax are very important, we should not miss the syntax. One more point let me tell here, just like we can see under this for in loop or whenever we are using for loop, so if there is only single line inside the body, this curly brace is not mandatory. So just like for to make you understand, I'm just removing this curly brace. So here I will try to write statement on a single line. So let's see how we can write. We'll write here document dot write, and there we are fetching the element by the I, so we have to find the square. We'll write I into I. So document dot write I into I. So it means what? It will fetch each element and obviously side by side it will display the element. And one point let me introduce here, just like in place of document dot write we can obviously use document dot write ln. Now what is the meaning of document dot write ln? Write means it will display on the same line, but write ln, after printing anything it will change the cursor to the next line. So let's see how the output will be output will come. At the beginning value of I will become 5. So when it will come inside the loop, 5 into 5 it will become 25. Then it will come down to the next line, then I value will be 7, so 7 into 7 49. Then I value will be 3, so 3 into 3 that is 9. Then I value will be 2 to 2 4. Then I value will be 5, again 5 into 5 25. Then I value will be 4, it will become 16. So this is how it will show the output in the screen. So this is about the for in loop with an array. So in the next video we'll discuss about the various methods of an array. Thank you, student.